Hi, it's me, Steffi, and I'm continuing on. Now this one says Thanksgiving, but then on the back it says turkeys and leaves. This one says pumpkins, apples, and cornucopias. We're going to go back and forth, but I'll put them in their separate bags. Now these are just my plain pumpkins. They're not anything that has a jack-o'-lantern face on it. They're just my standard plain pumpkins in different sizes and shapes. And then some cornucopias. And then that's a nice pumpkin. I'll leave that one out. I like that. I've got 2 boxes I'm allowing myself here to fill up to keep in the house, because most of this I'm putting it in bags, in boxes. They'll probably go into bins up in the attic because I just don't have time to deal with all of it right now. But eventually I'm going to go through and curate it better. There's a lot of loose sequins in the first, or loose cookie cutters in the first 2 boxes. I want to go through, curate them more into sets and kits, and figure out the duplicates and get rid of those. This is a really cute pumpkin. I like the shape of that one. And then there's this one. So I'll keep a couple different shaped pumpkins out, because I really enjoy doing pumpkins for my videos, to do ornaments. There's a bunch of, as many shapes and sizes of pumpkins as you can imagine. And I get these in big lots. Sometimes I'll buy a single one at a thrift store. Oh, that's an apple. Does that go in here? Oh yeah, I guess the apples go in here too. And I have a small apple that looks just like that one I already put away. There's that apple, which I'll keep out. That's a nice copper one. I'll keep that one out. Because sometimes people want ideas for teachers' gifts and stuff. So here's a cornucopia. And here's a nice pumpkin. You can see I've stamped with that before. Nice one there. Some of these are really nice, and some of them are just inexpensive plastic. There's an apple. There's an acorn. That should probably be in here. There's another acorn. I'll put those in there. There's a pumpkin. An apple. I've done a lot of old brooches back in the day in those. That's a little bitty apple. The acorns are going over here because they go better with apples or leaves. There's a cute apple. That is a tiny apple, an acorn. Acorn. I've used this one for all kinds of things. You can see I've already used it. So I'll leave that out because that's a nice little one to have out if I want to make a pin or a tiny brooch for somebody. Same with that little pumpkin's good for that too. Now we'll go through the apples and acorns and turkeys. Now see, I've got these acorns in all different sizes. I buy a lot of my stuff in just buckets of, like a big bag of, I think this is supposed to be a turkey. If it is, it's awful. That'll be one of the ones I'll probably get rid of. Now I've shown you a bunch of these over the series, this particular set with this particular handle. That's kind of a cool turkey. I like this turkey. He's too big for me to use for ornaments, but he's pretty for cookies. More of the acorns, which I like. I might leave one acorn out because they are cool. Turkey. Here's an autumn leaf that's really pretty. I like that autumn leaf. I might leave that one out. Basically, I want to have a variety of stuff to last. Now, that's a horrible turkey. That's probably one of the ones that'll go. A nice leaf. I want to have enough nice variety out so that if I don't get the big boxes out for even a year or two, I've got more than I need of the different. Now, this is my favorite turkey. I like him. But there's another one I've used in a lot of stuff. See if I can find him in here. This one's nice. That's a Tupperware. My first set when I was a kid. That's a big chunky leaf. But my favorite turkey I'm not seeing in here. The one I've used to, but oh, here he is. No? Yes. You can see the ink on him. I have used him to make ornaments and brooches and magnets. So we'll leave him out because he's a favorite. And this is a very nice turkey. A couple more pretty leaves. different, slightly different. I like the maple shape, and then a little tiny turkey there. A little tiny maple leaf. I don't know what kind of leaf that's supposed to be, but it's cute. There's a nice turkey. Nice little maple leaf. Put those to the side. An acorn. That's a pretty maple leaf. Probably the same one I've showed you already, because I do have duplicates. That's a walking turkey. A nice big leaf. This is a vintage turkey. I've got all this different, oh, that one got bent. But I've got all these different ones. I think I've got one of everything. This is a mess. This is 75 cents. And I don't know the brand, but that got left out in the water or the weather, or somebody washed it and didn't dry it. Something happened. It's got a story. Now some of those are fun to decorate with. Now here's all the little leaves. I'm going to keep that little one out. That's a little acorn. Sometimes they're fun to have out for if you're, now that's a nice leaf too. If you're going to use an accent, like here's a little tiny turkey. I've painted these. I cut these out in felt and then hand painted the colors onto the turkey. And I don't know if I did a video on those or not. But anyway, so that's all the autumn and fall and Halloween was in the last video. These are all the autumn and fall and Thanksgiving pieces. And I will be back with, I think I've got sea life and farm animals are all that's left. So those will be 2 really short videos. So I'll be back again soon. I'll talk to you later. Bye.